Today, we're counting down the top 6 home defense guns you can grab for under $500. We're breaking it down with 3 quick factors: price, where cheaper means more value; stopping power, how hard it actually hits; and usability, which covers ergonomics, controls, and how fast the average person can run it. Each one gets from 1 to 3 stars, and only one firearm earns the perfect 9. Stick around, because our number 1 pick might just surprise you. Coming in at number 6 is the Smith Wesson SD9 VE. A full-size 9mm striker-fired pistol that many buyers pick for its simple, familiar platform and large grip that suits owners with bigger hands. Expect a barrel around 4 to 4 1/4 inches, double-digit magazine capacity in most configurations, and a weight that feels substantial but manageable when loaded. For price, it receives 1 star because retail typically puts it toward the higher end of our sub-$500 limit. It's accessible but not the cheapest choice, which may be a factor for cost-conscious buyers. For stopping power, it receives 2 stars because the 90mm cartridge is effective for home defense. But its terminal performance and energy transfer are less than what you would get from a 12-gauge shotgun, particularly at typical indoor ranges. For usability, it receives 1 star because the trigger, slide, and controls are functional but basic. Novice shooters may need more practice to achieve fast, consistent follow-up shots. Strengths include parts availability, a reliable platform familiar to many users, and a grip that accommodates larger hands. Weaknesses include an uninspiring trigger, basic ergonomics, and fewer factory accessory options compared with newer designs. With a total of 4 stars, it lands at number 6, offering dependability and familiarity rather than performance excitement. At number 5 is the Hi-Point C9, the emblem of buy new, pay little in the handgun world. The C9 is heavier and chunkier than most polymer striker pistols, but that mass helps control recoil and provides a forgiving platform for new shooters. For price, it receives 3 stars, because it is the most affordable new pistol widely available, a strong choice for budget-constrained buyers. For stopping power, it receives 1 star, because while the 9mm round is capable, the pistol's design, ergonomics, and trigger profile reduce practical effectiveness under stress, limiting accuracy and control compared with higher-tier options. For usability, it receives 1 star due to its heavier controls, basic trigger, and rough ergonomics, which can fatigue the shooter during extended practice or rapid follow-ups. Strengths include simple maintenance, durability, and spare parts that are inexpensive and easy to source. Weaknesses are bulkiness for carry, basic sights, and lack of refinement in trigger and balance. Recommended accessories: quality bedside or IWB holster, lockbox for secure storage, a few spare magazines, and possibly upgraded sights for accuracy. With a total of 5 stars, the Hi-Point remains a practical option for strict budgets, but performance depends heavily on consistent practice. Number 4 is the Taurus G2C, a compact 9mm that raised the bar for entry-level pistols by providing approachable ergonomics and controls for under $300. With a 3 to 3.5 inch barrel, contoured grip, and textured surfaces, it is comfortable for most shooters and easy to manipulate for home defense. For price, it receives 2 stars because it is mid-range, affordable but not the cheapest, offering balanced value for features provided. For stopping power, it receives 2 stars because 9mm rounds deliver standard defensive energy, sufficient for most home defense situations. For usability, it receives 2 stars because its ergonomics, trigger, and slide control are approachable. Beginners can achieve reliable handling with moderate training. Strengths include grip texture, user-friendly controls, and a controllable slide for faster follow-up shots. Weaknesses: some variance in build quality across production runs, and fewer aftermarket options than top brands. Recommended accessories: light-bearing holster for low-light use, at least 2 spare magazines, red dot-capable rear sights for accuracy, and a quality recoil spring if running higher-powered rounds. With 6 stars, the G2C offers a strong balance of affordability, shootability, and compact handling. Sliding into number 3 is the Ruger Security 9. Ruger's full-size 9mm focused on ergonomics and shootability. Expect a roughly 4-inch barrel, light-to-rake slide, and double-digit magazine capacity. For price, it receives 1 star because it is more expensive than the entry-level pistols, but still under $500, providing greater value and shootability. For stopping power, it receives 2 stars, as 9mm is standard defensive fare. For usability, it receives 3 stars, because the grip, trigger, and slide allow rapid follow-ups and predictable handling. Even new shooters can learn quickly. Strengths: ergonomic grip for multiple hand sizes, light slide for controllable follow-ups, accessible parts. Weaknesses: slightly higher cost, smaller aftermarket for specialized upgrades. Recommended accessories: high visibility night sights, 2 spare magazines, and a holster appropriate to storage or carry plan. With 7 stars, it earns a podium spot for ergonomics and controllability. Runner-up at number 2 is the Maverick 88 pump-action shotgun, the economical sibling of the Mossberg 500. Barrels 18.520 inches, tube capacity 4 or 6 rounds. For price, it receives 2 stars, affordable but above cheapest pistols. For stopping power, it receives 3 stars. 12-gauge buckshot delivers superior terminal performance. For usability, it receives 3 stars. Simple pump action, intuitive handling, manageable learning curve. If you take one home, run defensive 0-0 or number 1 buckshot from reputable manufacturers, and avoid birdshot as your main defensive load, train with dry fire pump drills and loaded reloads so cycling becomes second nature, and practice low light presentations with the light solution you'll actually use. A short stock or pistol grip conversion, where legal, a side saddle or shell carrier, and a simple ghost ring or bead sight are high-value upgrades that pay off in real scenarios. Total, 8 stars. But before we reveal number 1, like and subscribe if you're enjoying this breakdown, and if you'd rank them differently, drop your list in the comments. We read everyone. Taking the number 1 position with 9 stars is the Stoeger P3000 pump-action shotgun. The Stoeger P3000 is a budget-friendly 12-gauge pump shotgun that surprises a lot of owners by feeling a step above its price class. And for homeowners who want serious stopping power without a premium sticker, it's an attractive option. For price, it receives 3 stars because it is very affordable compared to most defensive 12 gauges, offering exceptional value for a full-power home defense shotgun. In defensive trim, you'll commonly see 18.5 to 20-inch barrels and tube capacities around 4 to 6 rounds, which keeps the gun maneuverable indoors while leaving enough rounds for practical scenarios. For stopping power, it receives 3 stars because 12-gauge buckshot delivers superior terminal performance in close-quarter situations, making it extremely effective for home defense. For usability, it receives 3 stars because the 3000's smooth pump stroke, comfortable forend, and ergonomic stock geometry make it approachable for new shooters while still allowing confident handling and rapid follow-up shots. That said, it's still a budget gun, so expect some factory-to-factory variation. A few units may need minor fitting, and some shooters report that certain brands or loads work better than others. The aftermarket isn't as vast as Mossberg or Remington, so some upgrades require more shopping or modest gunsmithing. For defensive loads, stick with tried-and-true 0-0 or number 1 buckshot from reputable manufacturers, and avoid relying on birdshot as your primary option inside a structure. If you bring a P3000 home, practical training is key. Dry fire pump drills to ingrain smooth cycling, loaded reload practice with snap caps, and low light presentations with whichever light solution you plan to use. High-value accessories include a side saddle shell carrier or slip-on carrier for faster reloads. The Stoeger P3000 represents a rare balance of affordability, performance, and approachable handling, making it a top choice for homeowners seeking a dependable, cost-effective home defense shotgun. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which part of this breakdown helped the most, and what should we cover next? Want a field test versus the Maverick 88, an accessories deep dive, low-light drill walkthrough, or a buyer's guide for used shotguns under $300? Drop your idea in the comments, smash the like button if this helped, and subscribe so you don't miss the follow-up. I read every suggestion, and the most popular ideas shape the next video.